Welcome to this episode of Body Bags presented by the Kokomo Lantern. My name is Jeremy Geiger. I'm one of the co-owners of City of First Cremation and Funeral Service. This episode is going to be a kind of a broad topic. I'm going to talk about me, because you've heard a lot of funeral services, stories and embalmings and interesting topics about funeral service, but you probably don't know much about me or what I like to do. So what led me to funeral service was at the age of 16 was maybe having an opportunity to not deal with general public. I've mentioned it in old episodes, and boy was that wrong of me to think that this industry would let me stay reclusive and not have that public interaction, because I do like it and we do a lot of it, and I felt pretty comfortable the last 10 years or so speaking in front of individuals, whether it's at a nursing home, giving a seminar, or at a church group. I've spoken in front of individuals for funeral services when a family isn't able to deliver maybe a final note or scripture. I won't sing a song for you. It's terrible of me to sing. But yeah, it was at the age of 16 that kind of landed me in this opportunity. And I had some really great mentors that guided me through making the decision to be a funeral director. And then as time's gone on, I got the privilege to be a funeral home owner. This job is a very tolling job on your body and on your emotions and mental abilities. So what things do I do to rejuvenate myself to be able to continue to serve my families and community? So I love to play disc golf or frisbee golf. So I'm a part of the Logan Sport Disc Golf Club. I am the club president. Some of the time that you haven't seen some of the newer episodes, I was taking care of some other responsibilities that I had. So one of them was a disc golf responsibility. With me being a club president, our state runs a Indiana State Club Challenge. It's a 10-person team, and we travel different parts of the state every year to compete. There were 16 teams in the main bracket. We were one of 16. We were in Monrovia, Indiana, on one of the craziest, hottest days of the year. It was over 100 heat index. The humidity was through the roof. I don't believe I've eaten the amount of bananas I ate that day is almost a lifetime's worth of bananas, in my opinion. I had 7 of them that day, and I felt like I drank half a case of water, and it was all to stay hydrated and to prevent from getting some cramps. So I love to play disc golf. So I competed in that competition. I personally did pretty good, I felt. We didn't advance to the final 4 bracket. We got knocked out. We're a small club, small team. It's kind of tough to compete against some of the larger groups. So that's one of the things that I like to do. On Thursdays every week, we have our weekly random draw doubles. So I've been attending those as much as I can. The other things that I like to do is I like craft beer and bourbons. So here recently, we just had our Brews on Buckeye. It was my first experience at Brews on Buckeye. I've done other beer events, and I thought it would be a neat experience to try it here in Kokomo, and I absolutely loved it. What a great job, Coterie, putting that on. Good experience. I had some phenomenal beers. I like juicy, hazy IPAs, and I got to find some really good ones. I even found one out there called Tastes Like Disc Golf. Amazing. It was so cool. It was extremely hazy. Think of maybe pineapple juice, but put a splash of milk in there. It was so hazy and juicy tasting. I loved it a lot. I had my dad with me and a really good friend. My business partner, Kim, was there. Her brothers and dad were in attendance. We kind of did it as like a family relaxing event for everybody to experience. And it went really well. We got to experience some good food while we were there. I'm a big foodie. I love trying different ethnic foods, as long as it's not corn. I hate corn, for you listeners out there. As I said, I'm going to kind of share some of my personal things to you folks and what I do. So we had a burger from the Coterie. We had pulled pork from Hog Heaven. I won't get into the number of samples of beer that I had. It was a lot. Bourbons. We were drinking Wellers. We were trying the Blantons. All phenomenal stuff. The entertainment was there. The music. It was awesome. I love those. I like going to concerts. Things that I can still connect with the community and those that are around. I like those types of things. Even though I'm involved with the community a lot in my job, I don't like to lose touch of that. And it gets even interesting when I'm hanging out with people. And of course, it always, so what do you do for a living? I try to avoid that because I know it leads into more of these conversations that I get to share with you guys. So I try to dance around. I work, I'm busy. I own my own business. Oh, that can be tough. Yeah, you don't realize that I answer the phone 24 hours a day. I don't want to bring that up because really, why? It's part of the job. It's what we do. I like that side of it. Other things that I like to be able to do to heal and rejuvenate is travel. I don't like traveling outside the country. I like short road trips. I like going down to Cincinnati. I like going to Kentucky. I like being around nature and rivers and water. I like just being in the outdoors. I enjoy horseback riding. It's crazy. The normal things that you would think that you enjoy, most funeral directors enjoy as well. We blend in with you normal individuals pretty well, I think. Do we maybe reflect upon those moments more than others? I do. I definitely do. As we go on a trip, and for instance, last year I took my daughter to the Merrimack Caves in Missouri. That whole trip back from Missouri was me thinking of all those memories that we just created. It wasn't, oh, well, that's great. It was me going, man, I wonder if she'll remember, my daughter Maura, that at 15 that I took her to the Merrimack Caves and we got to see where Jesse James hid out into the certain cave, and it was, I know she'll remember going to the cave. Will she remember some of the stories like I do? Were her stories and memories completely opposite? Was it, you remember that we went into the caves and they turned out all the lights and then Dad farted and everybody was like, who was that? And nobody took ownership? I don't know, maybe. Those are the things that I enjoy. I like creating memories with my friends and family. I like to go fishing. It's a normal life. It really is that we live. We just get to see the sadder side of things to turn it into maybe a more positive feeling for you. We experience these things and we know that, hey, this is a neat idea to incorporate in your funeral service. Oh, you like to travel? Let's get Notepad out and let your friends and family share some of those funny stories about traveling with you. Or, hey, you like to go fishing? Bring in their tackle box. Let's put it on display. Wow, Dad has a lot of fishing bobbers. Some of them are still in the package. Do you think we could maybe give some of these fishing bobbers away to people that come? Maybe just to his close friends. Those are things that we think of. it's important that we get those opportunities to rejuvenate ourselves, because if we don't take that personal time, we end up getting burnout. And we all know what being burnout at work's like. It's no fun. You're angry, you're bitter, you're not happy being there. You're not putting out the best work and quality that you can. Do I feel that these getaways need to be long? That's hard for me to answer, because I'm able to get what I need out of my rejuvenation really in an afternoon. I can hop in the car and go play a round of golf, and it makes a world of difference for me. I can feel some of the tension and stress coming out of my hand when I'm throwing a frisbee. It also leads me into maybe a clearer space of thinking about, man, when I met with that family earlier today and they shared these private moments or stories with me, how can we use those to create another memory for them? Or how can I retain that memory in a positive way for them? Some of the stories that we hear aren't the best stories. Some of it may be a terrible story, and it may be something along the lines of, I remember going camping with Dad, and it was always terrible, and he would get mad and angry and yell at me because I wouldn't help set up camp, or it was my full responsibility to set up camp while he went and fished. Okay, well, I know then, don't bring up that I'm going camping this weekend, or maybe stay away from printed themes that may be outdoorsy, woodsy, that could relate to camping. So it's just different things like that we may listen to, that we include our personal experiences in to your loss. So the importance of that is great to me. Other things that I like to do. I have a puppy dog. You've seen him. His name's Bogey. I love spending time with my Bogey. Kim has a dog. Her name's Ruby. We enjoy spending time with Ruby. She's a lot more high energy than Bogey. Bogey's pretty calm and reserved. Ruby's a spastic golden doodle. I like to go mention ethnic foods. I like to try different cultures' food. So you'll see me traveling out of Kokomo to go explore that genre of food that we don't get here. I am excited for some of those changes that are occurring in our community. Since we're getting a battery plant, we're seeing some different cultures come to our area. I like the uniqueness of that. I think there's a lot of things that can be learned from other societies and cultures to incorporate into our normal lives. I also like to listen to music. I have a wide variety of music. If you had the opportunity to come into the funeral home, you never know what I'm going to be playing. I like a lot of 90s alternative rock, but I also like some rap and hip hop. I like some electronic music. Country music, better be the old school, like David Allan Coe and George Jones. Those are my guys. Seen David Allan Coe. Love to go to concerts. Do I go to many? No, not as many as I used to in my younger years. I don't stand very well in crowds. My back hurts. That's from picking up a lot of dead people, unfortunately. But I absolutely still love to go and experience that setting of live music and being around people that have that same connection to that artist. This year it's been a little different for me. I've got to go to several concerts, and I've got several more to still come and see this year. I'm getting to go to some new venues that I've never been to. So music, it's not just enjoyment for listening. And music is healing. It's important. That's why you see it incorporated in funeral services, honestly. That's why it's a part of a ceremony. Typically you'll hear 2 or 3 songs during that funeral ceremony. So music is a big part of my life. Other neat and exciting things that I like to do. I used to race dirt bikes till I got my license, and then I had to make the decision: do you want to race dirt bikes, or you want to look cool cruising the strip in your truck? I chose selling the dirt bike to get a pickup truck to cruise the strip. I'm pretty normal in my eyes. I think my friends would say I'm pretty normal, just like them. I just get to see the darker side of things and create these final memories. But that's kind of me. It's kind of boring. I'm glad I don't have to wear a suit. I'm glad I get to have a full beard that I couldn't have before. My families appreciate that. They see that it's more genuine than it's ever been before. And it's refreshing to see, and I think that helps me stay from getting frustrated and burn out. I like watching the sunset on Lake Michigan. It's not odd if we're slow to hear me say, I'm heading north to go sit on the beach, and I'll leave late in the evening before the sunset so I can catch it at the end. It's those simple things in life that I really do enjoy. It doesn't have to be some crazy, extravagant vacation trip. It's the simple things for me that really make a big difference. I think if you're listening to this and watching this, experience maybe some of those simple things for yourself. Don't make it something elaborate to relax and unwind and decompress. It could be something simple as getting a bottle of water and sitting on the back porch and watching the birds fly by, or setting some bird food out and watching the birds come and eat. It could be watching the bugs fly around your garden. It's a lot of different things. It's the simple things that we need to focus on. And that's some of the things that I've been working on in the last few weeks that you've not seen me is trying to get back to the simple things and appreciate those and not make it so complicated anymore. So let's wrap up with a good story. So there was an opportunity that I had when I worked up in Elkhart. We made a lot of removals for the coroner's office. So I had a situation where it was a drug deal gone wrong, and we get there and I can see there's bullet holes going down the hallway. I could see there was blood coming down the hallway. I asked if there was more than one individual that had been shot. There were several that were deceased. One individual that passed in the hallway was already removed by another funeral home, and we were there to get that person's friend. It was, like I said, a drug deal gone bad. We were literally in a trap house. It was in an apartment complex though, so even more sad to think of the amount of narcotics and terrible individuals that were in and out of this complex. I'm sure the neighbors knew what were going on. There was no furniture. There was a pile of clothes and a dining room table, and then a set of digital scales. The individual that we retrieved was deceased in the living room. He was shot in the face. The actual drug dealer was in the bathroom where he was shot. They knew that this deal was going on. The first individual came in and actually robbed the drug dealer of the money and drugs, shot the drug dealer. During all this, the person we picked up got shot by random gunfire from the two shooting at each other. There wasn't many people because I was anticipating it being a lot of emotion, a lot of individuals from the apartment complex being out and about and knowing of our presence, and especially with the police being there, there wasn't. There were only just a few individuals from that actual complex building that kind of was asking questions of who was it, what was going on, hearing from the neighbors. There was never the same person staying at the apartment more than 6 hours. There was a lot of cycling of individuals. I don't know if that was bringing in more product or just keeping a fresh face in there. So we picked up our gentleman, put him in a body bag. We took him to the coroner's office. They performed autopsy. I anticipated getting that next one. We never did. We never even ended up with the call for the individual that we took. They ended up being sent to funeral homes outside of our area. Some of them went towards Chicago. I hate to say it, but yeah, some of the violence kind of overspills from that area. Some of the issues that are in big cities kind of spill out into those suburb areas, and it's kind of sad. But it was unique to see. It wasn't my first drug deal gone bad that I've been to. I've been to several of them up there, and some of them were, you could tell there was a lot of violence and rage that was going on, and the neighbors were upset. Other times it was very subtle, and it was somber. It was interesting, almost like they'd lost a pillar in their community or something. So yeah, very odd situation. This apartment complex unfortunately had lots of issues like that. We visited it quite a bit for drug deals gone wrong. It's sad, really was. Wasn't crazy, lots of blood. It was interesting to see the gunfire down the hallway. Just sad. Life's important, really is. Really important to cherish and honor and respect. So this does conclude my services here today on this episode. Thanks for subscribing, watching, sharing. Thank you for all being here. I'm Jeremy, and I'm signing off, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.